people? What's up, world? It is Saturday, August 30th, and I want to thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ because with Him all things is possible. Top of the top on this Saturday. How's everybody feeling? Hope everybody's good. Hope everybody's well rested or getting all the rest they need to get. It's basically what the last day of the summer, I should say. And if you are out traveling today, trying to enjoy the last day, or however the weather is where you at, I hope you guys are enjoying it and you're getting as much fun in as you can. I hope everybody's feeling blessed, appreciated, and thankful for seeing another day and with knowing with Him all things is possible. All right, y'all. Yeah, I got this started a little later. 8 o'clock on a Saturday. I could have did it, and I was like, nah, I did not want to do that today, gentlemen, ladies. I didn't. Figure 9:15 would be a decent time. Um, cause decided to go to bed at almost 2 o'clock this morning. I said, no, I'm not getting up 8 o'clock to do something. I'll give it some time. Now I told you usually Saturdays I'm off, but lately y'all been seeing me get into some lives. Still building the channel, and we still gonna make some things happen. But today we're gonna talk about what's the most memorable thing you have done for the summer. How did your summer go? And we had a lot of things happen this summer. Um, that some of it affected our lives, some of it made our lives better. But we're gonna get into how our summer went. So let's do that. So for my newcomers, my regulars, everyone, welcome to the No Duck Zone podcast. Let's go. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. If you guys would like to support the channel, you can do that. Interested in any merch, you can do that. Hit me up, Instagram, No Ducks on Instagram. Hit me up, and yeah, we'll make something happen. We got one ordering. Yeah, we got one order in so far, so we're looking to make a couple of more orders. So when y'all think about this summer, um, what's the most memorable thing you have done for the summer that is something that you just never forget? I mean, we had a lot of summers like that, but what was the most thing that y'all did this summer that you can't forget it? Um, for me, um, even though I had more stuff planned for my summer or what I wanted to do, and I didn't capitalize on it, I could say for the last 3 summers, even though I said this summer was just me doing my barbecue, I capitalized that. I got to go to 2 fights this year. Excuse me, 3 fights this year. Take that back. Uh, I got to do the Danny Garcia, which was in PA, and then the following week I got to do the George Cambosas and uh, Richard Hitchens, and then I got to do the July 11th. Those were important to me. Those were memorable to me because I didn't know if I was gonna make any professional shows this year. Stephen L. Mack. All right, man. Hey, appreciate you, King, and tell the kids I said good morning, man. God bless them, man. Hoping to see you up here, brother, sooner than later. I didn't realize how close you was to New York, my guy. I thought you was all the way down south somewhere. You close, you hella close then. You basically right down the street. So we gotta definitely get up some way somehow. Um, but I had a lot of memorable things um that happened this year. And despite all the stuff that's been going on and the crazy thing that's happened over the summer, it's always that one thing for the summer that you're left with that you go, you know what, that excuse me, y'all. That changed my summer. Give me 1 second. It's always that one thing. Oh shit! Now I gotta bring some of the light back. Hold on, y'all. There's always that one thing for the summer that we done that we just can't forget. Crush the Legend. What's up, Crush? So how was your summer? When you really sit and you think about it, how was your summer? Besides just saying your summer was all right, because we can never have an all right summer, because every summer that you can make it through, it's a blessing. Um, because we lost a lot of homies, a lot of family members, a lot of people we know that didn't make it through the summer. Every year you lose somebody, and then you look at yourself and you go, "Damn, I'm still here. Why is it that God is still keeping me here? What purpose do I serve that I'm still here? Because obviously He must have some type of plan for me if I'm still here." These are some of the questions that I happen to always ask myself, especially when the summer comes, because we all know these streets get funky in the summer. I don't care if it's New York, if it's Philly, if it's LA, if it's Chicago, if it's Jersey, if it's Texas, St. Louis. We know these streets get gritty no matter what state you live in, because there's wild people everywhere. So when I start looking at the most memorable things for the summer that I did, that probably would be it. Um, I got to make. Well, hold on. Let me take that back. I got to go to Freaky Tie Day. Rest in peace to Freaky Tie, Lost Boys. I got to finally do that, and that's been going on for 20 some years. And I finally got to attend that this year. So that's probably the most memorable. Meeting Mr. Cheeks, Horace Brown. I got to meet a lot of people, so that will be one. I know I said the fights, but that would be the most memorable thing for the summer. That that for me was dope. Um, it's something that'll never be forgotten that I did. And I'm looking to do a lot more events like that. Um, and that will probably be one of them. That will be it. That would just probably be the most one that I could think of. But we all just have that one thing that we did in the summer that can just never be ever be forgotten. It don't necessarily have to be something with you. It could be something with your child that's just memorable, that you just be like, yo, I can never forget this. You know what I mean? Because there's some things in life that keep us going, and sometimes they afraid what up. Sometimes we want to walk away and we want to give up and we want to say the hell with this. But yeah, I guess if you got grandchildren or if you got kids or if you feel like you got a reason to live, you kind of don't pay attention to any of that. So I know for a lot of y'all spent y'all summer with your kids, with your grandbabies. So that might have been the most memorable thing. The most memorable thing you could do is spend time. Um, Spending time with my wife, that's memorable too. But of course, I'm gonna do that regardless. But yeah, there's some things we do that we try to make our summer better than what it was last year. Having a lot of conversations with y'all this summer, rather if it have been on the phone or on here, for me it's memorable and it's dope because a lot of us got lives we've been on, rather if it was Instagram or YouTube, that we can go back and be like, yo, that was dope, that was memorable, it was fun. There's so many videos I could pull up on Instagram or YouTube where I'd be like, yo, that dude is a fool. He might have said something that just sat there and just it made me bust out and laugh. The word of the day is memorable. What was the most memorable thing that you did this summer that you was a part of that probably would outshine all the other summers? Because every summer is not supposed to be the same. If every summer is the same to you, you're doing something wrong. And we have to take responsibility in that. Oh, I didn't have money to go here. I didn't have money to get this. I couldn't get here. I've been like this for the last 5, 6 summers. That's your fault. No, it's not about who fault it is. Well, if it's nobody's fault, then why complain about it? Why let us know about it? Obviously, you're upset about something if you got to talk about it. So we have to take responsibility in that. But the word of the day is memorable. And whatever you didn't do this summer, or if you don't have any memorable things you did this summer, then you need to start thinking about what you could do next summer that will never be forgotten. You know, I always wanted to go fishing with my kids. That opportunity was robbed from me. Never got to do that. Is it too late? I don't know. But that would be something memorable. I had my son come up here 2 years ago. It was supposed to have been a memorable summer. He got up here just a month before it was time for the Earl Spence and Crawford. And I'm thinking I could sit down and I could watch boxing. I could watch this with him. This is going to be dope and memorable. Not because we're watching boxing, it's because I haven't been around my son in so long. That turned out to be a recipe for disaster. So, for anything, that was supposed to be the best summer I had. But, we don't cry over spilled milk. But I think in that same year, I went on to do my first annual barbecue. It was memorable. And every year that I do it is going to be every year I do it is going to be memorable. But we all have something that we cannot forget that happened to us in the summer where um we can brag about it or we happy about it and we go, yo man, I'll never ever forget that. When D Free and everybody came up here last year for the barbecue, that was so memorable for me. Out of everything that happened, excuse me, it was dope. They came up here, we got nice, and it wasn't something that I could ever forget. I'm glad he didn't come this year because we would have been messing with D Free. For all y'all that don't know, if you're not careful, D Free will put you in a coma. That dude will drink like a doggone fish, like as if he's drinking water. Watch that guy. Next summer, I gotta watch him. I'm gonna give him his own table and his own space. Shouts to my brother D Free. Stephen L. Mack, I'm looking forward to seeing you, man. We're gonna definitely make something happen. Hoping I can see you and the family if it's possible. But despite all the negativity that happens around us in our communities, when we're talking about something positive that we can't forget. Oh yeah, we definitely got to meet Steve. I don't even know how we missed each other. When you came to New York, did you come for the did you come for the Haney and Garcia fight? Because if you did, I don't know how the hell we missed each other. I didn't go to the fight, but I went to the weigh-in. I think I got credentials for the press conference, but I managed to miss you. I don't know how the hell I did that. I think I saw you in pictures with Tay and all that. I said, how the hell I miss him? But then I realized you weren't at the fight. I wasn't at the fight, so I'm like, damn it, I miss Stephen L. Mack. Because you got people who go, watch who you take pictures with, watch who you say hello to. That's just the world we live in. But every summer that we got past should never just be looked at as another summer. I came for the Haiti versus Garcia, and I was. What did he say? Oh, at the top. Yeah, 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 yeah. I didn't go to the. It was something I didn't go to. It wasn't a fight. I don't know how the fuck I forgot that. I ain't gonna lie to you, Stephen L. Mack. I was drunk. I was drunk. And I usually don't get fucked up when I go to fights. I get buzzed. I was fucked up. I kid you not. I still got pictures from that. If you looked at me and my white face, we were buzzed. If you look at the pit, yo, I got pictures of that. I'm gonna send you pictures of that. I was fucked up at that fight. That's why I couldn't even remember about. That's crazy. I got pictures of me and my wife. We were buzzed at that fight. He said, "Oh, drink, but if you smell smoke, it's oh man, oh man." L said, "Oh, drink." I hear you. I calmed down because, as far as the drinking, because when you can't remember when you've been somewhere, and that was the problem. When I couldn't remember where I was, I said, "No, you got to stop this shit. It's not good." But that was memorable for me, even though it wasn't the summer. But when we look at, like I said, we don't appreciate how it gets to the end of the summer, and then we just go, it's just another summer. So what? I lived to see it. What was supposed to happen to me? Anything could have happened. Anything could have happened. I can't speak for any other part of the world, but I know places like New York, Philly, DC is on fire right now. Oh, word, Soundview. Oh man, that's a wild side of the BX, man. Soundview, Castle Hill. Hey, let me tell you about that, boy. Look, when you talk about having memorable summers, I used to go over there and hang, Stephen L. Mack, because I knew people from Castle Hill and Soundview. Some people liked me, some people didn't. And it was all right. A lot of them didn't like me because they girls liked me. Just saying. And I wasn't nowhere near the flyest dude in school. Wasn't nowhere near it. But they, a lot of them, they girls liked me. Shout out to Soundview though. Soundview, Castle Hill, you know what I'm saying? All that. No, Omar, do I look like a rapper? No, I'm not a rapper. I'm a content creator. That's what I am. I'm 42 years old. I don't have time for rap. I listen to rap. Yes, I am a rap fan. But as far as me rapping, no, I'm 42 years old. I don't have time for that. And why do y'all ask stupid questions when y'all come in here? Steady saying good morning, how you doing? Y'all come in asking. I'm not answering all that. What do I listen to? It doesn't matter what I listen to. I listen to rap. Why don't you say good morning before coming in and asking me stupid questions? You supposed to come in and say good morning. How you doing? I'm just stopping through to the channel because I seen you alive. But yeah, when you live in New York and Philly and DC and all these places, and you see the murders and you see what's going on with the police, and you say to yourself, that could have been easily me caught up in all that. So your most memorable moment for the summer should be also not just where you went and who you were with, but that you lived to see it. Yeah, yeah, it should. Yeah, you know what? That's good, Stephen. Because I know the police is out there going crazy in the projects out there. They was going bonkers. And and mind you, sometimes we can't be giving these police a reason because a lot of us give them a reason. We give them a reason sometimes. It ain't always them all the time. And I seen a lot of that this summer, especially in New York, that a lot of times, oh, the police is wilding. No, sometimes y'all wilding. Yes, we have some cops that do a little too much. But let me tell you something. I'm outside all the time and I go to different places. And I never put myself in a place where I know if I stand here or be around here, these police can hop out and possibly start not harassing people, but doing their job. Because if it's 30 or 40 of y'all outside, they got a right to pull over to see what's going on. Yeah, exactly. Enough any day. So, when I see some of the stuff that's going on, I go, sometimes we put ourselves in places in spaces we don't belong. For you, Stephen L. Mack, D Free, Thomas, BVO, everybody else out there that has kids, us fathers, even though I can't be with mine like that, I still love them. The most memorable thing you can do is be with your kids. Because besides that, hanging with the homies is all right. But sometimes that's a recipe for disaster when you just hanging on the block and you ain't doing nothing because you give these police a reason. Now we get mad and we go, yo, man, they always fucking with us, man. And black men, we can't do nothing. Y'all ain't doing nothing to begin with. When I look at every summer from the time I've been coming up as a kid, from a teenager to my 20s and 30s and 40s, and I look at it and I go, y'all don't think y'all giving them a reason? A lot of y'all give them a reason, and then now everybody wants to pull their camera out and look, they messing with us, they messing with us. I always separated myself from all that because I never wanted to get caught up in that. And I go to myself and I go, don't put yourself in those predicaments in those situations. Put yourself in a technology and social media is a problem. Social media technology is not a problem. The people that's on the camera is a problem. Social media ain't did nothing. Social media wouldn't be anything if it wasn't people on there doing what they do. So social media technology is not a problem. The people are, because people are too damn extra. People are too extra. Everybody wants to have a podcast for no reason so they can act an asshole. People always want to pull their cameras out when people are getting beaten up in the street, instead of them going to get help. People put themselves in situations that they shouldn't be in. So it's never that social media is the problem. People are. And this comes from this. Yeah. I knew I was going to be a dad. Yeah, you became a dad the same time I did. Well, not same time, but the same age. When I became a father, I was 24, and when I had my second son, I was 25. I'm 42 now. Um, so yeah, I had my kids I don't want to say, because a lot of my friends were having their kids at 17, 18, but I wasn't doing that. I was too busy having fun. I figured 24 was the appropriate age. Even then, I could have waited. I don't regret my kids. I just regret who I had the kids with. But yeah, she was 24 when she had you. Wow, 24 is a lucky number. And I think once I started having my kids, um, yeah, that was the most memorable for me. But for this year, for this year, I had a couple of moments, but I was thanking God that I just got past the summer. You know, life is better back in the day. People spoke to one another. Nowadays, people are too focused on their phone, and not many have self control. Yeah, yeah, Omar. Yeah. They don't. Um, some people, and this is the reason why I don't blame social media. Some people are just comfortable with who they are, and they just use social media to put it out there. Right? You're gonna meet two kinds of people in life. You're gonna meet people who are gonna put up a front on the social media, trying to convince you this is who they are, and then when you see them off camera, oh, Omar, come on, man, I didn't mean to insult you. That was just for you. That was just for social media. It's YouTube. Don't be so sensitive. Because if that was the case, I'll be on here acting an asshole. You know why I don't do it? Because I don't have to do all that. That's not what social media is supposed to be for. A lot of these people you see put it on the front. So that's why I don't blame social media. Because guess what? Social media don't control me. I control it. Because I know what to say. I know what not to say. I try not to do anything where the video gets blocked, even though you can have a hater that's going to do that to you. A lot of people you see have been in situations where if YouTube didn't deal with them or if they wasn't blocked or reported, they got their channel taken away from them, or whatever they said, somebody saw them in the street and beat the hell out of them. Yeah, well, Stephen L. Mac, we all family, brother, on here. It's always important to keep that family bond. That's why you guys always hear me say, listen, we're not just YouTubers. We are supposed to be family. But I also said earlier this year that there's going to be people that you thought you were cool with, that it's going to be a lot of relationships that's going to be broken up. And we seen it happen. We just seen it happen recently. It's important for us to stick together. And I'm not just speaking because we're black. It's just important for us to stick together. It's very important. It's very important. And I can't stress that enough, that we got to pull it together, all of us. Because there's no reason why we all can't get together and all our kids should be playing with each other. When it's all said and done and we're not doing this anymore, we want to be able to leave something behind for our kids, our wives. Who the hell wants to spend 10 years on YouTube doing this and not making nothing of it? We all should be able to get together and do that, right? I understand that we all ain't gonna be able to get together and sing kumbaya. I get it. I get it. There's some people that you'll never be able to sit down and have a conversation with. Trust me, I get it. There's a lot of dudes, Stephen L. Mac. I'm sure you're like, man, I never talk to that dude. And if I see him in person, I might just sock him. I get it. But everybody can't walk around with this hate in their heart. I don't like this person. I don't like that person. Because if we're ever under the same roof, who's really going to take a chance of crashing out? Knowing that if I do this, I don't make it back home to my family. See, once again, social media is not the problem. What's your opinion on? I don't know. I don't have no opinion on it. I'm not in that field. I don't even care nothing about that. I have nothing to do with that. I don't have no comments on that, bro. I think I spoke about race. I spoke about race yesterday. About the tennis player who told the other tennis player she had no class and she's not educated. Well, let me tell you something. I'm gonna tell you like this, and I said this yesterday. You got some educated people who is struggling in life. So I'm not saying being educated is not important, but you don't live the greatest life just because you went to college for 4 years. And racism is something that's a part of life. It's been a part of life way before me and you and anybody on this panel thought about being born. And it's going to continue. I would like for it to slow down, but guess what? It's going to continue. It is what it is. So that's my thoughts on that. I don't get deep into that on my channel because it is what it is, man. You know what I mean? So it's not, yeah, man. You know what I mean? It is what it is. I don't, what can I do? Oh, you know, our people have been told for years that we have no class and we not educated. And even though we have some people, some of our people out there making it seem like we have no class and we're not educated, well, we got names for those people. But when you're talking to black people, we are very educated, rather if we finish school or not, because I know there's some people who didn't go to school and finish it that's more successful than people who went to school for 4 years in college, or all their lives, I should say. If some are going back to school at 30 something, 40 something, 50 something years old. I think Marlon Wayans just went and got a diploma for something. I forgot what he was. It was a picture with him. Lil Wayne did it. A couple people did it. So when people talk that no class, well, you know, there is a such thing as no class and not being educated. But what education are you talking about? Are you talking about I didn't finish school? I have no degree? Because I guarantee you, for the people who think that no Duck Zone is gonna go on and make more money than you ever made, and you went to school your whole life. Bet you that. And that's not to say that you shouldn't go to school and finish off. The end goal is not so much money because you can't take it with you, but it's nothing wrong with wanting to provide for your family. There's nothing wrong with wanting to see your kids going to the best schools. If you ever decide to move out of whatever community you in and you want to move to a better community, there's nothing wrong with that. If you're losing your money for good reasons, if you saving, if you investing, if you opening up business, because God forbid, Omar, when you pass away, you want your family to be okay. You don't want them to have to want for anything. You don't want them out here knocking on people's doors and, wait, you know, Omar had all that money, man, and he didn't save you anything. Because you got people that's like that. Always put God first. No, I don't put God first, then money. Money's gonna come anyway. I don't even put that after that. I put God first, you know, and then I got my wife, and then I got my children. The money's gonna be there regardless. Rather, if you got $1,000, 100,000, $50, that don't, you know, that's I don't even too much trip about that because everybody wants money, but nobody wants to go out and get it. Or if they do, they want to get it the easy way. They don't want to work for it. They want people to just give it to them. You know. Well, well, you still did it wrong because money should be last. That's gonna be there already. But it's family. You know, and not my whole family. I ain't taking care of everybody. But yeah, that's what I think about it. A lot of this stuff that go on in the world, I'm not gonna lie, I really don't give a shit about it because it doesn't do anything for me. A lot of people spend time on worried about stuff that they have no control over. And I speak about this all the time. I only worry about stuff I have control over. If I don't have control over something, I don't worry about it. I have control over how my summers. Well, you know what? I don't have control over how my summers are going to go. I do have control of where I'm going to go and who I'm going to be around and what time I'm going to be there and what time I'm going to leave. But I don't have no control if somebody want to come and shoot up the place and I just so happen to be in the area, you know what I'm saying, and something happens to me. I have no control of that. So let me take that back. Yeah. Yeah. You can only control that because the thing is this: when you spend too much time trying to control something you have no control over, you're putting yourself in a bad position. You're putting yourself in a real bad position, and this is why so many people in this country in this world are going crazy trying to control something or have control of something. Check this out. It's like I'm gonna give you an example. You have kids with somebody, and for some reason, whatever, the person doesn't want to be with you no more. You don't want to be with them. Now they don't have no control of the situation. It's over. It's a wrap. But then it keeps trying to find some way to. And when they see they don't have no control, what happens next? They either gonna say you did something to them, or you could possibly lose your life. People are out here taking their anger and stress out on their kids or the person who doesn't want them anymore. All because they don't have no control of the situation. Not just because the person doesn't want them anymore, they have no control over the situation. So what do? They crash out. It has nothing to do with this is Stephen L. Mac Omar. This is what I hate, and everybody else is watching. Smash my like button. This is what I hate, and this is what our people have to stop doing. You do the crazy shit. You realize you fucked up. Now y'all want to please sanity. Everybody that you see walking around is not fucking crazy. That's how it's supposed to be. And I wish everybody could be like that, L, but they not. So when y'all do something, y'all want to please sanity as if y'all didn't know what y'all were doing. There's people out here actually killing their own kids. Or you killing somebody that you thought you loved them and and whatever reason. Because you're not just in your feelings or you upset. You have no control of the situation. Your job fires you. You have no control of it because they already decided, hey man, we don't want you no more. What do? You go back to this, you go back to the job, shoot everybody up. That ain't got nothing to do with why you fired. But because you don't have no control of the situation, you crash out. Crashing out is the number one killer in this world. It's the number one killer in this world because you have no self control. This is why I go, what's the most memorable thing that y'all have done this summer that y'all didn't have to worry about all that? You wasn't worried about stuff you didn't have no control over. You only worried about the stuff you did have control over, spending time with your family, your kids, going wherever it is that you wanted to go, right? Everybody on here can say they went out for the whole summer and no matter where they was around, they made it to where they were going safe. They made it back home safe. That's what I pray for every time before getting out that door, that I can make it the way I'm going safe because I live in a city where a bullet would just run up on you and you ain't got to run to it. People lost. Yeah, yeah, Tay Tay, I see you. Yeah, of course. You have to do that, L. And people don't realize to do that. You have to move on in life. There's just situations we have no control over. And it seems like we wait for something to happen just so we can have a reason to crash out. You know, as a young boy, at 8 years old, my sister was killed on Christmas in 1991. I told this story before. Now, luckily, I was too young to understand because had I been older, I probably would have crashed out and been going to look for the person who killed her. When my mother died about a year and a half later, I would say a year and a half later or two after that, I understood a little more. But had I been old enough, I probably would have crashed out. Now she wasn't killed, but my mother died from, when my sister, when my sister passed, it kind of messed her up. So I could have crashed out though. I could have easily crashed out. Oh shit. Stephen L. Mac, I'm sorry. Mac, hold on. Wrong number. Oh man, hold on. Somebody take Stephen L. Bring Stephen L. Mac. I'm sorry, Stephen. Stephen, can you still comment? Shit. Stephen. Yeah, I'm hitting him. Thank you. Thank you. Jesus Christ. I'm sorry, L. That wasn't even for you. That wasn't for you, brother. Hold on. That was for this other idiot asking me to name a car. I'm sorry, L. Yo, stupid. Asking me to name a car. You name one, idiot. This is what I'm saying. When y'all come in here, say good morning. Y'all come in here asking you trolls us. You trolls are dummies, man. Now when you talk about people not having no class and not being educated, they need to look at these trolls because they are not educated and they have no class. But it's yeah, we just don't have no control of stuff, man. And that's just how it is. There's nothing we can do. It's nothing we can do. Yeah, he did. He did. I'm glad he did because I almost, you know me. One thing about over here, we don't time people out. We block them. I'm sorry. That's what makes my channel different. And I know people be like, "Oh my God, McLean, you too harsh." I'm not too harsh. I ain't got time for yo. I ain't listen. I don't know if these trolls are in their 30s and 40s or if they teenagers. Either way you look at it, I have no time for it. That's why when I look at BF and I look at Drew, I salute them because them brothers got a, and I love both of them. They got a lot of patience. I'm not finna play with them. I'm not gonna play with no trolls. I have no time to be babysitting over here. If you don't serve a purpose over here, when I tell the chat to get them, that don't mean time them out. Get them up out of here. I'm not about to play with them over here. I'm just not. I'm not here to babysit nobody. I got two grandchildren. I'll babysit them. I'm not about to babysit no grown ass people. But yeah, it's most memorable summer. Tay Tay pulling up to my annual barbecue was definitely memorable because she was just coming from Vegas. Now, if she would have sat there and told me, "Hey, McLean, look, I'm tired. I just came from Vegas," I would have had to understand that. I would have had to understand that and wouldn't have been mad with her. But for her to make it from there to come to the BX, come on, man. And come from Long Island, I can't be mad. For anything, that made my annual barbecue just that much dope because I'm like, oh my girl, Tay pulled up. Oh, it's up now. It's lit. But it was a memorable summer for me um, just living through it and getting through it because these streets was gritty this year. L, you know, where you at, L? You in Philly, aren't you? You in PA, L? Oh yeah, sweetheart, man. A good person. She's a great person to have. She's a sweetheart, and I don't understand how people go out their way 1 hour away from Philly. Yeah, you know. So you know, in Philly they wasn't playing no games. In PA, Philly alone they wasn't playing no games. New York and Philly was damn near going through the same thing this summer. It wasn't nothing to play with. Yes, yes. Well, I'm gonna Tay, I'm gonna put you well, I'm gonna let you know. Stephen L. Mack, I'm gonna let you know. We're working on some things for so I'm gonna let you know. I'm not gonna speak about it because I'm being very careful about next year, boo. But I'm gonna let both of y'all know behind scenes. Yeah, Philly was wilding, but my thing is this: we overcame that, and I hope that we continue to overcome it because when people find out that you are a YouTuber, it kind of puts you in a situation where you might have to fend for yourself because there's this. How can I say this? It's I don't want to say we're looked at as a threat, but people will look at you like, okay, he's a YouTuber. So what is it that you do? And da 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 da. Then you got some people who will just try you. I just 4 months. Yeah. Well, mine's is gonna be. I'm gonna be telling you, even though it's for next year. L. I'm gonna be letting you know probably sometime this week. So early, so everybody could. You know what I mean? Yeah, 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 Tay. That's a fact. We in there. Yeah, that's what I do all the time, L. For the last two events I did, I've told people ahead of time. I don't wait to the year of. If I'm doing something in August, I'm not waiting until March to tell you that same year what I got going on. It's not happening because I know people who have some people who live out of town, their kids go back to school in August. So some people it might not be possible for them to be there. And I understand that. But if they decide to make a sacrifice and do it, then I go, all right, I'm gonna let you know ahead of time what I got going on. And then you make that decision. I'm just a person who like to do things in time. I can't expect to tell somebody something 3, 4 months before I do it and expect them to be there. And then when they're not there, I'm upset with them. I get more upset with you when I tell you something ahead of time and then you give me some bullshit or which a lot of people did this year, but it's okay though. Um, we'll be more careful with it next year. But yeah, memorable man. It's a lot of memorable moments, man. I'll never forget this summer, and I appreciate this summer. This summer was good to me. I mean, of course, I didn't get to do everything I wanted, but I got to do enough where the most important thing was that I made it through the summer. Now our job is to make it through the rest of the year. So we haven't gotten there yet, but we're getting there. See, once you pass the summer, you can take a deep breath, right? You can't get relaxed. You got to take a deep breath and go, shit, this was a wild summer, and I made it. Now, once you get past September, October, November, December, and as the ball drop for the new year, yeah, exactly. Once you'll be able to be with your kids and have the Halloween and Thanksgiving, you sitting at the table, Christmas, you unwrapping presents for you people who celebrate, because everybody don't celebrate the holidays. And God bless you anyway. Even for the people who don't celebrate holidays, I hope y'all still have a safe holiday. Um, and then here it is, you're getting ready to get the new year in. You know what I'm saying? I am actually 5 months away, 5 months away from my 43rd birthday, January 9th. So I'm working on that actually right now to put something together. You know what I mean? I don't know what I'm gonna put together, but I'm working on that. My wife has her birthday the 17th of October, so trying to make something happen for that. So yeah, man. Once you make it to the end of the year, you can take a deep breath. You can take a deep breath. Oh, your sister birthday's the 9th of January? Oh man, that's dope. Capricorn season, man. BVO. Everybody go subscribe to BVO Sports TV. Yo, BVO, drop that link, baby. Tay, if you drop your link, y'all know when y'all come in, I'm not no hater. I tell people, hey, drop your link. Everybody can go subscribe. Yo, Stephen L, why you ain't, yo, Stephen L, you ain't got no channel, bro? I want to see you drop sons. I gotta get you on here. Oh, damn. 3 days later? Damn, Stephen L, what the hell you had going on? You got a lot of January going on. It's a lot of January going on. That's a lot going on. It's all good though. It's all good though. I just don't drop it. Oh man, you need to, brother. I would love to be able to come through, man. He said, "Nah, just them two." Yeah, I would love to be able to come through the channel and represent, and you know what I mean, and support, because that's important. We need each other, man. We all need each other. All this hate that's going around, don't be with those people. Don't support those people. Don't be in the picture with those people. Them people ain't no good. Them people are users. I mean, we are our worst enemy, man. That's why I stay away from all that nonsense, because we are our worst enemy. There's so much money. There's so much money to be made out here. There's so much money that we could be getting as one, but we're too busy getting at each other, steady getting with each other. Now you do though. You do support everybody. Um, I try to. Well, I be around as much as I can for these channels, as much as I can, even if I don't stay and I just came to say what's up and I get out of there. Sometimes I have to get out of there because of who be in the chats. If I don't fool with people like that, so sometimes you'll see me speak and get the hell out of there. But I think we're better together as one. And I know it'll never happen. It'll never happen because you just can't make everybody. You just can't. There's some. I don't want to say beefs because everybody got to stop saying this person's beefing because y'all don't know the definition of beef. If nobody dies from a situation, that is not a beef because people die from beefs. So when everybody, oh, this channel's beefing with this channel, it's not a beef. It could be a misunderstanding. It could be a situation. It could be a problem. It's not a beef. If nobody dies from it, it's not a beef. Y'all don't be knowing the definition of what beef is, and y'all should know coming from the communities that y'all come from. Y'all should know what beef is. You know what I'm saying? My sister was killed over beef. I had a friend in 2003 in the Bronx that was killed. Don't know what the situation could have been about, but obviously it was some beef. So just keep in mind, if nobody dies from a situation, I don't care how much of a beef you think you got with somebody. Yo, me and him got beef, man. We going back and forth online. It ain't a beef, son. It's not a beef. He didn't kill your mother. He didn't talk about your dead relatives, or he didn't do none of that. He didn't pull up to your city looking for you he wasn't strapped. It's not a beef. If y'all don't know the definition of what beef is, stop using it. Because the closest y'all get to beef is when you eating a burger. It's not a beef. Y'all stop being on here incriminating yourself as if they don't have YouTube police watching. What do y'all think? Y'all think that this YouTube is hidden from police, FBI, the CIA? and every other damn 3 letters you could put together? Are y'all forgetting that? Oh, I don't care who's watching. Yeah, you might not care for the moment because you ain't thinking. You don't think they're watching all this? It ain't just YouTube that you got to deal with that's going to take your channel. Y'all got to start being a little more smart. Y'all, a lot of y'all ain't as smart as I thought y'all were. And this is why we get called with no class and uneducated. Because a lot of y'all really don't use your common sense. Yo, when I see you, man, I'm gonna put one in you. I got beef with that dude. No, you don't. I got an issue with somebody that it could turn into beef, but then I'm like, okay, where does that put me? Where does it put me besides a jail cell? Because that's all they doing. Y'all don't realize they building these jails for us. And once we get up in there, all we are is just a number. So the only numbers I'm trying to be is 1983, the year I was born. I don't need these fools addressing me as a number. Because I'm more than just a number. So maybe we need to be mindful of that when we run around. I got beef with him. No, you don't. Y'all don't know what beef is. I promise you, you can't. Because if you know what beef is, you're not even trying to take it there. Because you'd be like, man, I done had beef in the streets before. And a lot of people ended up dead behind it, man. I'm not trying to put myself in a situation where I'm not here anymore or I get accused of something because of my past. Y'all don't know what beef is. Half of y'all are working good 9 to 5 jobs, man. Some of the jobs y'all work for, people will kill to do. And you gonna try to convince me that you're a killer? No, you're not. Now, granted, if you're somewhere and you are being attacked, there's a difference between you defending yourself. If somebody's putting you in bodily harm's way, then yeah, if they're putting you in harm, then yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do. But just to come and hurt somebody off the rip, stop it. It's not you. It's not you. And sometimes y'all need to be remindful of that. But y'all never gonna be mindful of that. You're gonna continue on with the same stupid behavior that y'all always continue to do, thinking it's gonna get you some brownie points. When I'm gonna tell you once, I'm gonna tell you twice, the jig is up for some of y'all. Y'all gonna find out the hard way. This is the reason why I started my show up this morning with, hey man, what's the most memorable thing you did for the summer? Something to try to take our minds off of this other BS that's going on. Did you spend time with your kids this summer? Was you able to take your wife or your girlfriend to that place out to eat that she wanted to go to? Or did you take her to the hotel wherever the casino was at, wherever she wanted to go? Did we do that? Did we spend more time with our kids? Or did we just stay on the block just with our homies or we just stayed and paid more attention to YouTube, having these fake beefs with dudes that we ain't gonna never be able to touch or see. And we're allowing these dudes to get the best of us, to aggravate our emotions where we say something, rather if it's on Instagram or YouTube, that's going to incriminate us. Hey, one thing about me, I didn't finish school. Yeah, I don't have no school education, but I'm an educated dude. I'm smart. And I'll be damned if I ever get caught up in something that when my channel gets taken away from me, or I got Popo looking for me for what? Because I was in my feelings about something. Y'all don't even bother to get up to say, you know what? Let's have a conversation about what it was like going back to school nowadays, or what was our summer like, or what was that first girl that we liked in school. Some type of conversation. Boxing has allowed y'all to get so caught up in your feelings that it starts to show who y'all really are and who you probably been maybe before you got on social media, because you guys have no control over what it is that you're doing. And you could very well have it. You choose not to have control because y'all are comfortable doing stuff the way it is that you're doing it, thinking that this is the right way to do it. What's the most memorable thing that you have done this summer? Not last summer, not the summer before, because every summer is different. What's the most memorable thing you did this summer? It doesn't have to pertain boxing. What's the most memorable thing you have done this summer? Simple question. I told you what I did. Told you what I did. In case you didn't hear me and you just coming in, smash that like button. Freaky Tie from the legendary group Lost Boys. I went to Freaky Tie Day. They've been doing that almost 20, almost 30 years, and shit, I went and had the time of my life. Got to meet Mr. Cheeks. I had the time of my life. Might show up next year. Who knows? What have we done this summer that we might have not did last summer or the summer before that we could take with us and go, you know what? I had a great summer. Sometimes just living is memorable. Do we appreciating that we're getting to make it every end of the summer? Because living for every end of the summer is a blessing. We lost a lot of kids. I can't speak for everywhere else, but I know in New York, especially the Bronx, my borough, a lot of kids have been murdered. Some grown people were murdered too this year that they probably thought they would make it through the summer. Some of them got it before the summer. June, July, they were just, so a lot of kids are not going to return back to school. A lot of parents are not going to return to that job. So now only thing you have is memories and pictures of them when you see them. So you living through the summer or living through the end of the year is not by accident. God has a plan for everybody. You have to just make sure that you don't disrupt that plan. Don't try to challenge his plan because you have some fake ass plan that you think is better than his. Stop disrupting God's plan and just let it play out. I got a plan for No Duck Zone, but the plan I got for No Duck Zone, his plan might be different. I ask myself every day, what are you doing with this platform? Because if not, man, you got to make some decisions. If you're not going to prosper from No Duck Zone, if something is not going to happen with your platform, you're going to have to make a decision that's going to be very tough for you to make. But then I got God on this side, like, whoa, 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 hold on. I'm not going to sit there and let you do that because I got a plan for you. You just got to be patient. So then I go, all right, Lord, I'm going to be patient. You got something for me? I'm going to be patient. I'm just going to sit there. All right. We can't disrupt God's plan, whatever He has for us. We just have to be thankful that we are here and we're continuing to be here. and something good is going to come out of it. Whatever it is, we may never know, but we shall see. The word of the day is memorable. You're free to leave a comment in the comment section and tell me what was the most memorable thing you did this summer. And of course, I'll be coming back, later this year to do um, this year and how your year went. Right now, I'm just talking about the summer. What was the most memorable thing you did for the summer? But at some point, I will be back today. I'm trying to come back with an amateur. I'll grab one of my amateurs. I'm gonna see what I can do. But probably the same time, maybe 5, 6 o'clock. I'll be back. I'll let you guys know. Of course, you'll see it in the thumbnail. So, um, you know, let's do that. But everybody, enjoy the rest of the Saturday. Be safe out there. Please be aware of your surroundings. And let's not place ourselves in places where people are not like us. Like Kendrick said, they not like us. That's the people that we gotta not be around. People that's not like us. If they're not necessarily moving like you, but if you ever get to a place that you gotta feel some kind of way about people, then God's telling you you don't belong here and you need to get up out of here. Let's stop living in the world where we try to fit in so bad, just so we can say we down with these people. Be your own person. For any of you YouTubers coming in, new ones, be your own self. Don't look at the people that's been on YouTube 5, 10 years and think you gotta follow them. Because for some of them, the jig is going to be up. They just don't know it. Be your own person. Rather if people respect it or not, rather if they like it or not, rather if they think you corny, whatever they think they are. Hey, listen, they didn't they're not the reason why you're here. It was God's plan. So be you and do you. Love y'all. I'll catch y'all later. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Y'all know what it is. It's the No Doug Zone podcast. Let's go.